So in this lecture we are going to start the concept of pointer. So already we have discussed variables and how the variable gets stored. Whenever we declare a variable, the variable declaration specifically means that whenever we declare a particular variable, through the variable declaration we allocate a specific memory for that variable, and in the memory there are different addresses are there. Memory is basically collection of address, and through declaring a variable we basically assign a particular address for a particular variable, and we have shown that how we can perform different operation on that variable by using the variable name. So using pointer we are just going to reverse the concept, where we are going to use or perform the operation on different variables, but not using the name of the variable but using the address where the variable has been stored. So to perform this kind of operation we are using the concept of pointer. So first, what the pointer is? Pointer is a variable that holds a memory address. So pointer basically contains a memory address, and in the memory address we have different variables, different values are there, data is there. So pointer is a special kind of variable which don't store the values, but it store the address of the variables. Now for example, in pointer, if we have a value 8050, just for example, in a pointer variable we have value 8050. So 8050 is basically representing a particular address in the main memory, and in that address we have some data. So pointer variable, instead of storing the data, we are storing the address of the data. So the address is the location of another object in the memory. So that is very much true, that in the memory we have the data and the address is specifying the location of that object. Pointer as an address indicates where to find an object. Very true, that if pointer we have the address and that is indicating the data. So for example, that I was giving, that in pointer variable we have value 8050. So this 8050 is basically an address, and if we go to that address in main memory, where we will get another object, that is the data we will get over there. So pointer as an address indicates that particular object which is stored in that location, and the location is being stored into the pointer. Some exception is also there. Not necessarily always the pointer will hold some content like address, like null pointer that I will going to discuss later. Null pointer. So in null pointer that is basically 0. In null pointer basically we have 0. So in null pointer we don't have any particular address. So that is exception of this concept of pointer. So in a single sentence, if I define pointer, that is pointer is a variable, special type of variable which hold the address of another variable that is already stored into the main memory, and the address is stored into the pointer variable. So the pointers can have three kinds of content in it. The first kind of content is the address of an object that just we are discussing right now. A null pointer that is 0. If we declare a pointer as a null, then default value in the null pointer will be 0. And some invalid content also may be there. Means if a pointer is not pointing to any object, we have declared a pointer variable but we have not assigned any address into this pointer variable, then by default that pointer variable will hold some invalid content, and this invalid we have to very much careful about it, because this invalid content may crash the program. So we have to very much careful about this. So these are the three kind of value a pointer can initially have. One is the address of any object, one is 0, another one is the invalid content. Now how it may happen that a memory location can be stored into different number of pointers. As you see here, we have declared 4 pointer variable p1, p2, p3 and p4, and all the pointer variables is indicating the same memory location. So for example, the memory location is 8050, so the value of p1 is also 8050, value of p2 is also 8050, value of p3 is also same, and value of p4 is also same. So that may happen that different pointer variables may indicate the same memory location. Now how we declare a pointer, how to declare a pointer variable. So first we have to mention the data type, and then we have to provide the asterisk sign, and then we provide a variable name. So this asterisk sign is basically making a variable as pointer variable. If we are not providing this asterisk sign, we only write the data type and name, then it will be treated as a simple variable which can store the value. But as soon as we are providing this asterisk sign before the variable name, it will be converted to it will be treated as a pointer variable, and whatever value gets stored into that particular variable will be treated as a address. So as you can see, asterisk, it is a unary operator, also called as indirection operator. So this operator, what is the purpose of this operator, that just we have discussed. Data type is the type of object which the pointer is pointing. So that means if the pointer, data type means what kind of data the pointer is pointing at. Means if there is an integer value and the pointer stores the address of that integer data, then the data type will be integer. So in pointer variable always we store the address, and address can be a character, address can be a float. So what is the importance of data type? As the address cannot be float, address cannot be of character, address is always integer type, then also we have to mention the data type. The reason is this, because this data type is not indicating the type of the pointer variable. This data type is indicating the type of the data at which the pointer is indicating. For example, in pointer variable we have the address 8050. Now if we go to the 8050 location of main memory where we get an integer type data, so then the data type will be integer, because this pointer variable has stored an address where actually an integer value is there. Or separately, if you say that in the pointer variable we have an address, and if we go to the main memory at that particular address location and we find out that there is a data of float type data, then the data type will be of float type. So that means the data type is the type of object which the pointer is pointing. Any type of a pointer can point to anywhere in the memory, right? So there is no restriction, because pointer is basically storing the address. So this address may be of integer, that address may be of integer data, the address may be of a character data, the address may be of a float type data. So using a pointer variable we can point out anywhere into the memory. There is no restriction about this. And pointer is used to declare a pointer and also to difference a pointer. So when we write in this way, that integer pointer, then a variable name will be given. So what does this integer pointer means? This integer pointer means that from this declaration, the compiler can easily assume that in this pointer variable it has an address that is pointing to an integer type data. That means whatever address we have stored into the pointer variable, at that address always there will be a integer type data. As you see this example, that m is a pointer variable, consider m as a pointer variable, equal to and count. So count is a integer type variable. Now in this pointer variable m, we store the address of count variable. We store the address of count variable which is of integer type. So it means memory address of count variable is stored into M, and where the count variable is basically an integer type variable. So using that we have already executed the program where I have shown you that using the AND operator we can print the address. Using the AND operator we can print the address. So AND is an unary operator that return the memory address where basically the data is, and in M we store the address. So basically from this concept it means that M receives the address of count. In M is a pointer variable that store the address of the count variable. So if you see this example that I was just discussing, that suppose count uses memory address 2000 to store its value 100. So as you can see, this is my main memory. At the right hand side here you can see this is the main memory. So this is the location for the count variable, and the value of count variable is 100, and 2000 is the memory location for this count variable. So whenever we have declared a variable called count, like int count, then the compiler has assigned this memory location for this variable count. So if I say what is the value of count variable, that is the answer is 100. If I say what is the address of count variable, that is 2000. And we know that if I write only count, that is representing the value which is equal to 100, and if I write n% count, then it is representing the address of the count variable which is equal to 2000. So here we do it. We write m equal to and count. That means in m variable we store the address of the count. So what is the value of m? The value of m is 2000. The value of m will be 2000 because m store the address of the count which is 2000. Now we have another variable called q. So here we are writing q equal to pointer m. Q equal to pointer m. So what does it mean? If I write only m, that is equal to 2000, the value of m variable. But whenever we are writing pointer m is basically representing the value at the address which is stored into m variable. So let us see what is the value of m variable. The value of m is 2000, and asterisk m or pointer m, that is saying the value stored at that location. So the value of m is 2000 and pointer m indicates 100 because in 2000 location we have the value 100. So the value of q will be 100. So in that way we can, that I was saying that in that way we can also represent a variable by using its address. So as you can see that this is another way to represent a particular value. So if we want to perform any operation on 100, so by using the variable name count we can do it. For example, if I write count plus plus, so count is indicating the value of count is 100. So if I write count plus plus, so it will perform increment operation on 100. Another way, if I write q plus plus, then also it will perform the operation on 100, increment operation on 100, because q is equal to pointer m store the address 2000, and pointer m is representing the value stored at that address which is also 100. So if I write increment of q, then it will increase the value of 100. So that is the two different way how we can represent a variable. One directly by using the variable name, another indirectly by using the address of the variable. So now this is about pointer conversion. As already we have discussed implicit type casting and explicit type casting. In case of pointer also the type casting is possible. So as you see in this example, so we have taken a variable x and the data type is double, but the pointer variable p we have taken as integer. So we have discussed that this data type is basically, this integer data type is basically indicating that what kind of value this pointer can indicate. So that means this p pointer can indicate only integer type value. But if you see at this instruction, we are writing p equal to an x. So that means p pointer variable is indicating x variable, but as per this declaration it is not satisfying because pointer p can indicate only integer type data, whereas x is a double type data. So here we are basically typecasting is done. Integer pointer, so here it is converted to a integer and then it is getting stored into the p. So if I write y is equal to pointer p, then in pointer p we will get the value of x variable. Okay. So that is called explicit type conversion. That is all that already we have done using simple variable declaration, where we can change the data type explicitly. So in pointer variable also we can do the same thing. So generic pointer is basically a void pointer. Void pointer means a pointer that can point to any kind of data types. So if I declare a pointer variable of integer data type, that means that pointer variable can indicate only integer type data. But if I declare a pointer variable as void type, just using the keyword void, then this pointer variable can indicate any types of data. It may be character, it may be float, it may be integer. So void is used to specify a pointer whose base type is unknown. If the data type of that particular variable is unknown to us, then we are using a void pointer so that we can store any kind of data into that particular, or we can store any address that is indicating any kind of data into this. Now pointer arithmetic. So in pointer arithmetic, there means only two arithmetic operations we can perform on pointer. One is addition, another one is subtraction. No other arithmetic operation we can perform on pointer. Multiplication, division, it is not possible in case of pointer. But it is very much interesting that if we perform increment operation on a pointer or decrement operation on a pointer, then what will happen? So increment is basically addition and decrement is subtraction. So to understand this concept, let us consider P1 as an integer type pointer. That means P1 is a pointer that can indicate on one integer type data. Now the size of integer is, in 32-bit computer it is 2 byte, and as we are explaining nowadays most of the computers are 64 bit, so it is 4 byte. So it may be 2 byte, it may be 4 byte. Now if I perform increment operation on this P1, so for say the initial value of P1 is 2000, that means in P1 we have stored 2000 address. Now if I perform P1 plus operation, increment on P1, so generally it will increase the value of P1, that is 2000 will become 2001. Generally it should happen. But in case of pointer variable, the value of 2000, if we perform increment operation, it will become 2002, as the P1 is a pointer variable which is indicating an integer, and we know that the size of integer is 2 byte or 4 byte. So if 2000 is the address, to store one integer type data, it will take two locations, 2000 and 2001. So these two locations will be occupied by one variable because it is integer type variable. So if I perform increment operation on P1, it will indicate the next value, it will indicate the next object. So because using pointer we can indicate an object. So when we are in 2000 address, there is an object, and next object we will get at 2002, not at 2001. So 2002 and 2003 will be occupied by another object. If I consider all the objects are of integer type, I am talking about. So 2002 and 2003 will be occupied by one object. Then the next object we will get at 2004. So as pointer variable is indicating the object, so if I perform increment operation on the pointer variable, it will basically shift from one object to another object. That's why due to this increment operation, the value of P1 will become 2002, not 2001. That is very much it. That also I am going to show you through a program. That I was talking about, it will point to the next integer that I am talking about, an object, and the same is true for P1 decrement also. It will decrease by 2 also because of the similar reason. So from 2000 it will become 1998, not 1999. And also directly we can add values to the pointer variable P1, integer value directly we can add. So it is P1 plus 12, so it will indicate the 12th object from if the current value of P1 is 2000, from that onwards it will indicate the 12th object. So 12 is not a numerical value, that means it will not be 2000 plus 12, so it will be 2012. No, it is not like that. It will indicate the 12th element, 12th object. So if all the objects are of integer type, it will be basically P1 plus 24, not 12, because 12th element we will get at 2024 location. So in that way we perform different, that is also true for decrement subtraction operation also. So that is the difference between simple addition or subtraction in simple variable and addition and subtraction of pointer variable. And there are some restriction or arithmetic rules you can say, where that I have already said that multiplication and division is not possible upon pointer, and to pointer also we cannot add or subtract. We can add a simple variable, we can add directly some numerical values, but to pointers we cannot add or we cannot subtract. We cannot perform any bitwise operation on the pointers. Means if P1 is a pointer, we cannot perform complement of that. And we also cannot float type or double type data we cannot add with the pointer, because pointer is indicating an address, and address is always a integer value. So if we add a float type value with that, that means we are trying to convert it into a float type data, which is not possible. Pointer cannot be a float type. Pointer is pointer variable cannot store any float value. It always store an integer value because it is an address, and address can't be a float. So that's why any float type or double type data we cannot add or subtract with the pointer variables. So these are some arithmetic rules that is applicable for pointer. Now we cannot compare two pointers in by using relational expression. That means if I say P and Q both are pointer variable, and if I write P less than Q or P greater than Q, as you know, this less than and greater than is known as relational operator. So by using relational operator we cannot compare two pointer, and pointer comparison are useful only when two pointer points to a common object such as an array, then only it is useful. But by using relational operator we can compare two pointer. As you can see, P and Q both are pointer variable. So by using this relational operator, P less than Q, P greater than Q, or P equals to Q, P not equals to Q, so we can apply all the relational operators on P and Q to find out the relationship. That is possible. But this concept of comparison basically useful only when both the pointers are indicating to a common object such as array. Then we can apply this concept concept of comparison of pointers. Now let us look at some benefit of pointers. Pointers are used in situation where passing actual values is difficult or not desired. If we don't want to pass the value of the variable, then we can pass the address of the variable instead of the value, because the value can be accessed by the address. We can return multiple values in case of function by using the concept of pointer. A function can return one value at a time, but if we want to return multiple value at a time, then by using the concept of pointer we can do it. That also I will show. They increase the execution speed. Using pointer we can increase the execution speed because it is directly performing the operation on the address. it will reduce the length and complexity of the program. The use of pointer array to character string results in saving of data, that I will show how to use the pointer array. Memory allocation, dynamic memory allocation, it is very much helpful for that. In case of linked list, tree, graph and many other data structure, so whenever we will discuss data structure, then we will discuss in details that how to use the pointer in linked list or tree or graph, or what is the use of this. So but in case of data structure, pointer is very much useful. So that is all about the introduction to pointer. Whatever we have discussed is what pointer is, what kind of operation we can perform on the pointers, what is the advantage, disadvantage of pointers, that already we have discussed. So here we are using a very simple program of pointer to show what pointer actually is and how it is performing the operation. So we have taken that example also I have given. We have taken a variable count whose value is 100, and we have taken a pointer variable. You can see how we declare a pointer variable, data type, then pointer, then we give a variable name to that I have considered as aim. Now we write aim equal to and count. That means in aim variable we are storing the address of count, address of count variable. Okay. Now count, data type of count is integer, that's why I have taken pointer variable data type also integer, because in aim we are going to store the address of the count which is of integer type data, so it should match. Now after that we are printing some different values, so that we will discuss from the output. If you see, so as you see in the output, first we are getting the value of count, that is 100, that already we have assigned. Then we are printing the address of the count. So what is the address of count? 2293572, that is address of the count variable. Okay. Now what is the value of aim? That you can see 2293572. That means the address of count and the value of aim variable is same. So from that we can say that in the aim variable we have the address of the count variable. Now after that we are printing pointer aim. So what is the value of pointer aim? That is 100. So pointer aim is 100, value of count is also 100. So from that we can say pointer aim is basically indicating, or pointer aim is basically indicating that value which is stored in that address which is stored in aim variable. So in aim we have an address, in that address we have a value. Pointer aim is indicating directly that value which is equal to 100 in this example. So that is how we can access a particular variable by using pointer variable. From this simple program it is very much clear. Now let me show you what null character that I was talking about. As you see here, so here I am writing integer pointer I. We have taken two pointer I and j, but we have not assigned any value. That means this I and j, that will contain invalid values, that I was talking about, that a pointer can have three different values, three kind of values. This is one. A pointer can have address, and here this I and j is example of pointer holding invalid values. So in I and j we have some invalid values because we have not assigned any address to these two variables. And we have taken another two variable I and jj, and in both the pointer variable I have assigned null. And null is equal to 0. Now here we are comparing the value of I and j, and as these two variable I and j hold invalid value, that values may be same, but 99% time the values will be different. So if the values are different, it will print this. But if I compare double I and double j, these two variables, always these two variables will hold the same value because both are null, and null is equal to 0. So the value of I pointer is 0 and jj pointer variable is also 0. So for that this condition will be true, and this condition will be always false, because the value of I and j will never be same because both are holding invalid values. So let me run the program and show you that we will always get the second sentence printed, that you see this is always printed ii and jj are same, because ii and jj are same. So that is null pointer. Null pointer means whenever we are assigning 0 to this variables. Now the very important concept of void pointer, as you can, I want to show you here. So we have taken two variable a and b, both one is integer type, another one is float type variable. Now here we have taken p as a pointer variable. Now just let me first take it as a integer. So p, as you can see, as we have taken the data type of p as integer, that means p is a variable that can store only address of integer type data. That can store only address of integer type data. Now here we are assigning, we are storing the address of a in p, address of a in p. So is it right? Yes, because a is integer type data and p can store the address of integer type data, so there is no problem. But here if I assign the address of b into p, so you can see the data type of b is float and data type of p is integer. That means in an integer type pointer we are assigning the address of float type data, which is not allowed. That you will see when we will okay. So it is not giving error, but warning it is giving, as you see at line number 9. At line number 9 means this line p equal to and b, that I was discussing about assignment from incompatible pointer type. So it is giving a warning. Sometime you will get error for that also, that depends on compiler, we can get error for that also, but here it is giving warning that assignment from incompatible pointer type. So as you see, we are assigning float type as address of float type data into pointer which is of integer type, so that is incompatible pointer type. Now if I just convert it into void, and if I compile, so here you can see we are not getting any warning, it is 0 error 0 warning. So that means the error has also been eliminated. So it is now possible because I have taken pointer p as a void type. So when it is void type means we can assign, we can store any address. It may be address of integer type data, it may be address of float type data, it may be address of character type data, and that will print the values. As you see, we are getting both the values correctly, 7 and 7.6, we are getting both the values correctly. And here we are also not getting any warning or not getting any error. But when it was integer, we were getting an error due to this incompatibility or assigning float type, address of float type data into pointer type integer. So that is void pointer, where we can assign address of any kind of data into this pointer. So this is called void pointer. So that is all about pointer, introduction to pointer. A lot more we are going to discuss about pointer in the next classes. So here in this program we are going to see some concept of pointer arithmetic. So as you can see, we have taken aim as a pointer variable and which store the address of the variable count. And here we are performing increment operation on the pointer variable aim, and here we are performing another summation or addition operation on pointer variable of aim. Now if we run the program, as we can see, the value of aim is 2293572. That means which is the address of count. Now after that, if I perform increment operation on aim, so what should happen? This 2293572 should become 2293573. As per the rule of increment operation, it increases the variable value by 1. But as it is a pointer variable, I have said that in case of pointer variable, one increment means it will indicate the next object. So as you see, the value of m after one increment is become 2293576. So that means value of mn increased by 4 from 7 to 2, it becomes 76. So it becomes means it increases 4 times. So why it is increasing 4 times? Because m is a pointer variable that store the value of integer type data. So as we are compiling in 64-bit compiler where the size of integer is 4, so in the location 72 we have the integer value, and that continues 73, 74 and 75 continuous 4 location is occupied by one integer because the size of integer is 4 byte. So the next object is located at 76 location, and the next object will be located at 80 location. The next object will be at 84 location. So every object will take 4 byte to get stored. That's why one increment operation on pointer variable m increased by 4. Similarly, if you see here, we are performing m plus 6 operation. M plus 6 operation means we are performing 6 increment operation. Now as m is a pointer variable and which is indicating an integer point value data type value, that's why each increment will take 4 byte. So it should be 6 into 4. One increment is equal to 4 byte. So we are performing 6 increment operations. So it should be 6 into 4, 24 byte actually it will increase. So as you can see here, from 76 is become 576, it becomes 600. So it is increasing by 24 byte. So that is how we are performing increment operation, and same is applicable for a decrement also. So that is the difference between simple variable increment operation and pointer variable increment operation. In simple variable, if we perform increment operation, it will increase the value by 1. But in case of pointer variable, if we perform the increment operation, it is depending on the size of the data type. If I see another example, we have changed the pointer variable data type. Now we have taken count as a character data type, and the pointer variable is storing the location of a variable which is of character type. So the data type for the pointer variable is also character. Now if we perform the increment operation, let us see what happens. So here the initial value of m, that is address of count, is 2293575. Now after performing the increment operation, you see the value becomes 576. So here the value of m is increasing by 1. Previously it was increasing by 4. Now it is increasing by 1. Why it is increasing by 1? Because the size of the character is 1 byte. So in 2293575 we have the first character, and the next object will be at 76 location. The next object will be at 77 location, because every object will take 1 byte because the objects are of character data type. And if we perform m plus 6 operations, so it should be 75 plus 76 plus 6, so it is 82. So you can see plus 6 means it is increasing the value by 6. So that is how we perform the increment operation or decrement operation on pointer variable. By one increment operation or one decrement operation, what amount of value will be increased or decreased, that is completely depending on the data type of the pointer variable. If it is a character type pointer variable, so it will increase by 1 and decrease by 1 at a time. And if it is a integer type pointer variable, then it will increase or decrease the value by 2, either by 2 or by 4, that depends on 32-bit and 64-bit compiler. And if it is a float data type of pointer, then it will increase by 4 at a time because the size of float is 4 byte.